Hey everybody, and welcome to an Orchard Student Ministry small group. We are so glad that you have chosen to hang out with us tonight. Here's what you can expect. We will have a time of worship, so feel free to sing along. We'll have a message about a topic from the Bible, so pay attention to that. And then as soon as that message is over, we will break up into a small group time where we discuss the topic that we talked about and see how it applies to our lives. Again, we're so glad you're here. If you're new, make sure you tell your small group leader so that way they can welcome you and get you something for you, a free gift from us. Enjoy the service, guys.
In the animal kingdom, gorillas often greet each other with a hug. Certain species of penguins propose to their partner with a pebble. Female lions do all the hunting for their family. Orcas live with their parents their whole lives. While every family is different and every family is unique, the truth is, they're still our fam.
What is up, Orchard students? My name is Zech, spelled like the book Zechariah in the Bible. You know, might want to go take a look. One of the prophets. Decent guy, used to be my favorite book. But we're here with another teaching about fam. And so last week we talked about our families and how they're like really good things, some bad things. And we looked at the scripture in Corinthians about what love is. And so this week we're going to dive in a little bit more into our families. And so when I think about families, I think about the families I see on TV and how a lot of times they're perfect and sometimes they're not. My favorite family growing up that I like to watch was Full House. And so there was a dad and two uncles that basically raised the dad's three daughters after the mom died in a car accident. And like, not a perfect family. Like, these three daughters, one being an infant almost, grow up without a mom, and it focuses on the struggle of that. And I think it's great that we can see imperfect families just like us on TV. And so for my family, I'm adopted, and that means like that my biological mom was pregnant with me and decided that she didn't have the resources to take care of me the way that I needed. And so she put me up for adoption, and I'm in a very loving family with two parents. And so like, it was great for me to have that. Also was not perfect. There's a lot of times that I wish that I would have known my biological mom or dad and gotten to know them a little bit more, but that's what it is. And God uses that to do lots of things. My family's not perfect. Families on TV aren't always perfect. I'm sure that your guys's aren't either. And there's even some stories in the Bible where the families aren't perfect. There's one in Genesis that has to do with mom and dad, Rebecca and Isaac, sons Jacob and Esau. The way that story starts is Esau is the older brother and Jacob's the younger brother. Jacob is a little bit more of like mama's boy, likes to hang around his mom, and Esau is like his father's son, you know? So his dad liked to hunt, liked to go out, liked to be in the fields working, and Esau was right there with him. And it came to one day that Isaac was on his deathbed, and when he was dying, he couldn't really see very well. He told his oldest son to go out into the field to hunt something down, kill it, and have his mom prepare it, and then bring it to him. And that's when he would bless him, is after he had done that, which that just means like get the deeds for like the house and the property and that sort of thing. After he would die, like that would all then be Esau's. And Rebecca, Isaac's wife, heard this and came back to her favorite son, Jacob, and said, hey, if you go kill an animal and I can cut the hide off of it and put it on your arms, we can trick your dad into giving you the blessing that should be Esau's. And so they do that at the end of Genesis, the first book in the Bible, chapter 27, and the end of that chapter talks about Esau and how afterwards he went to his father and was asking for a blessing. When Esau heard his father's words, he burst out with a loud and bitter cry and said to his father, bless me too, my father. But he said, your brother came deceitfully and took your blessing. Esau said, isn't he rightfully named Jacob? This is the second time that he's taken advantage of me. He took my birthright, and now he's taken my blessing. Then he asked, haven't you reserved any blessing for me? Isaac answered Esau and said, I have made him lord over you, and have made all his relatives his servants, and I have sustained him with grain and new wine. So what can I possibly do for you, my son? Esau said to his father, do you have only one blessing, my father? Bless me too, my father. Then Esau wept aloud. So here we are, and Esau is right next to his father's deathbed, and is just pleading for a blessing, just any blessing that he has left. By a scripture in Hebrews, in chapter 11, verse 20, we see that both Jacob and Esau were blessed. And that scripture says, by faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau in regard to their future. That was a really bad situation, right? Like, blessing was supposed to go to Esau, blessing actually goes to Jacob. And I'm sure like there are times that if you have siblings
one of your siblings has done something or gotten something that like you should have. And we can think about that in like a negative way or a positive way, right? Like maybe you were supposed to get Dairy Queen, but then they ended up getting Dairy Queen. Or you did something wrong and they got punished for it, or the other way around. And so that's not right. And God can use those situations where we feel like it's not right, things are not going the way they're supposed to, and he's with us in that, and he really wants to make those work out for us. And so whether your family is the most perfect out of all your friends or the least perfect, God can use that. God can use the stories and the good times that you have being in a really good place. And God also uses the really hard times. And I think back to just some songs that are out right now, and the idea that the God of the mountain is the same God that's in the valley. So when you're doing really good and really high, he's with you, and when you're doing really low, he's also right there with you in that. The bottom line, that your family does not have to be perfect for God to use it. And he wants to use our imperfect families for his good.
All right, guys, as you break up into your small groups, don't forget to make sure you follow us on social media and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that way you can stay up to date with everything going on with Orchard Student Ministry. And if you have any questions about what it looks like to follow Jesus or be a disciple, make sure you ask your small group leader, and they would love to talk to you and tell you what that is all about. Have a great night, guys.